Brisbane is one of the most biodiverse cities in Australia, which in itself is an incredibly biodiverse country. One type of organism contributing to this is gliders, which are small nocturnal marsupials that use their wing-like skin flaps to safely move around. Sadly, in South East Queensland, gliders are heading toward extinction. The cause for this is loss and fragmentation of habitat due to urban expansion, as Brisbane is also one of the most rapidly developing cities in the nation. In order to conserve them and the biodiversity they provide, measures need to be taken. The main part of urbanisation that causes habitat loss is the housing that we live in. This is due to the fact that an enormous region of forest needs to be cleared each time a new suburb is created. This leaves gliders with less area to live in, which reduces their likelihood to survive. Fragmentation is the division of an area caused by the placement of roads. This increases the habitat edges, which affects the persistence and movements of gliders by creating more areas that gliders will actively avoid. This is due to the fact that gliders can only move 20 to 40 metres, thus most large roads prevent them from accessing other roads of habitat. This has resulted in some species of gliders, such as the yellow-bellied glider, becoming completely extinct in the Brisbane city area.
You might be wondering why gliders are important. Why should we put the effort in to protect them? Gliders are a vital component to South East Queensland, as they provide ecological services such as pollination, biodiversity, and education. If this pollination was lost, many of the native plants in Brisbane will become extinct, as they will not be able to reproduce as effectively and will be more prone to the effects of climate change. This means that more invasive plants such as wheat will take over the environment. A wide range of biodiversity allows for gliders to interact with numerous plants such as this tree, assisting each other in survival.
Also, if gliders did not exist, the invention of the wingsuit might never have occurred. This shows how the environment can provide us benefits by showing us different approaches to life adopted by nature itself. Thus, if gliders become extinct, we will lose all of these benefits.
To help protect gliders and the benefits they provide us with, there are many measures that can be taken. This includes clearing land only when absolutely necessary and constructing roads in areas where it will have the least impact on the environment.
More native trees can be planted as they provide a larger link between habitats, reducing the effect of fragmentation to improve the population of gliders.
To give an insight into other solutions to habitat loss and fragmentation, we interviewed Matt Cecil from the Wildlife Preservation Society of Queensland.
What specific management schemes are vital to the conservation of gliders throughout Brisbane City and the wider South East Queensland region?
Yeah, look, I'm not 100% certain of specific programs within all of the local government areas, but any local government area that has a bushland acquisition project or a conservation reserve project is really important. So where local councils can purchase and lock up large tracts of native and remnant bushland, then that's a really important project or a really important scheme. Locking up land from developers is probably the best way we can conserve wildlife habitat and gliders specifically.
Next boxes are another solution by returning some lost habitat that normally takes time to regenerate.
This one's a rear entry. It sounds strange, but this is effectively the front of the nest box, and it would attach to the tree trunk on this side. The reason they do that is, as you can see, the entrance is set back from the tree trunk itself. This allows gliders, sugar squirrel gliders, to access the entry port, but it would restrict possums and other non-target species such as noisy miners or Indian miners from accessing the entry hollow. And by excluding non-target species, then we make sure that this box is specifically for gliders.
How can the community become involved in the conservation of gliders?
Yeah, look, community members are in a great situation to get involved. I think patronising wildlife advocacy groups like the Wildlife Preservation Society of Queensland and our Queensland Glider Network is a really good way to get involved. At least there you can communicate and spend time with like-minded individuals. There's also information sharing and lots of events to go and join along. So we have spotlighting events, we have survey events that we can go along to, nest box monitoring events that all gets the community members engaged and promotes glider conservation.
Another way to reduce fragmentation is to implement overpasses above large roads, such as that on Compton Road. Primarily though, more research needs to be done to enable a greater understanding and conservation of gliders throughout South East Queensland.